So you're a lefty. You know baseball inside and out. You know the ins and outs of it, the nooks and crannies. And we left the show yesterday just discussing Aaron Judge because of the John Morosi report. And I heard you and Spadoni discussing that as well. Our boy Bubba, a.k.a. JP Morosi, who is, 50-50 Aaron Judge.
Right.
He's going to decide by the end of the week. And, that got us going on. That got us running hot. Now, whether or not it's 50-50 between the Giants, Yankees, I have no idea. What I do know is that the Giants have to close this deal.
Yeah.
They cannot, for the umpteenth time this decade or in the last 10 years, come up short on another prize free agent.
Right. Well, and the thing is, too, the other situations that we've had, whether it's been Bryce Harper or Shohei Ohtani, whoever it is, it hasn't been put in our face like this. You got Aaron Judge at St. Regis. You got him winking at the camera. You got a reported offer by the Yankees that that the Giants can beat out. So this one would hurt so much, and I know you can talk about, well, what if they get this, that, and the third? I saw yesterday on Twitter, and no disrespect, because this guy actually graduated 08 with me in Hawaii and got drafted now is in the big leagues. If Colton Wong is who we bring in, dude, I'm not. If that's all we do, we got problems. I can't do it. You got to get Aaron Judge. You got to get the big fish, because unless he just says, you know what, it's the Yankees brand, that's the only way that this is okay. If he says, look, these guys took a chance on me. They drafted me. We got some unfinished business. Even though we can't beat the Astros to save our lives in the playoffs, we're going to try to do it, and I want to keep going with them. I want to go the Derek Jeter route, be with the same team. But past that, there's no excuses.
No excuses whatsoever. You bring up Colton Wong, and I haven't even wrapped my head around what if the Giants don't sign Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
What's next? I can't even wrap my head around Trey Turner. I can't wrap my head around Justin Verlander or Jacob deGrom, because it feels like Carlos Rodon's long gone.
No.
He's already visited the New York Mets. He's on the East Coast.
I knew he was gone about halfway through the season. He said something. Yeah, Giants fans, they're the best in baseball. I'm like, you don't have to say that, Carlos, because nobody believes you.
You don't. We kind of knew that he's gonna opt out. The Giants are gonna say, because the Giants had found pitchers diamonds in the rough, right? When it comes to Kevin Gausman and Carlos Rodon, they kicked the tires on Anthony DeSclafani, who was good for most of 2021, or it was good until he faced the Dodgers, of course, when he had like a 13 ERA that season. But I haven't even wrapped my head around any other free agent whatsoever. It has to be Judge, and then you move on from there. And then all of a sudden, you move on from Judge, and then you start setting your sights on Shohei. You start setting your sights out on other stars, because this is a star market. But Giants fans are having anxiety right now, and I don't blame them. And we don't know what's what. We see the video last week where he's at the hotel, and he gives us the wink, and he said, hey, I'm just here to visit family and friends. And we're like, is he house shopping? But is he going to the Warriors game? Who's sending the pitches? Who's going to be in the room or whatnot? I don't know when it gets done, but it does sound like he wants to get it done by the end, whether it's this week or next week when the winter meetings take place in San Diego.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he wants this to drag on, and good for him, because we don't want this to drag on. He's the biggest domino, and it's the same thing as the Kevin Durant trade request situation. Everything froze. I think everything is a bit frozen right now to see where Aaron Judge is going to go, and that's the thing that I was telling Spadoni, a couple minutes ago. There's no way there's only two offers. There's no way it's just the Yankees and the Giants. There's a silent auction going on somewhere for Aaron Judge, and he knows that. So this thing isn't over by a long shot. So it's nice that Morosi said that it's 50-50. It really just depends on what Aaron Judge cares the most about.
I heard you discussing this with Spadoni when you're talking about, what if the Mets are in? What if the Dodgers are in? We don't know what other teams are in. Padres, yeah, they could be in because they spend money now. And they don't know about Tatis Jr.
Right.
As much as Tatis Jr. Is a baller, he let them down last season. And he's had the wrist injury, he's had the shoulder. There's no guarantee he gets back to the form he was at pre-injuries or pre-steroids or whatever. And they don't even know about Juan Soto signing a long-term deal yet. He hasn't signed that long-term deal with the Padres. They could be in on Aaron Judge down at Petco Park in San Diego. And Shasky brought up something yesterday that there's a not week with Cohen, the Mets owner, getting into Major League Baseball because the Yankees had played a big role in that to get Cohen into the Mets organization and own that baseball team. And he was saying, Cohen may not mess with Judge because he owes the Yankees a favor. And my mindset is, well, he got him in. He's running the Mets. They're battling for tabloids, headlines on the New York Post and the New York Daily News and the New York Times. They're fighting for fans in New York City. What would stop Cohen from saying, hey, Aaron Judge, here's $400 million?
That is what we heard earlier in during the season, I think, and then it just kind of went away. But nothing ever really goes away. It just gets quiet. So I think that you make a good point. And that's a situation where everybody was laughing at the Mets because of what they didn't do in the postseason. But that also could hurt a fan of somebody not the Mets because now they're thinking, well, I guess we got to get another piece. You would have been better off at least with the Mets getting close. So now you're thinking, all right, we're pretty good. We just got to move some things around. Now he's thinking, wow, I thought we were close. We're not close. I guess we need an Aaron Judge. And but to me,
and like, well, how would Met fans feel about that? Like, wait, you didn't go after Aaron Judge because the Yankees? You owed the Yankees a favor?
I don't believe that at all. This is business, and businessmen don't become, or businesswomen, they don't become where they are in business for favors and things like that. You got to be cold-blooded. So if Aaron Judge is out there and he's even giving you the time of day, why wouldn't you take a shot on it?
Right, I'm with you here. Sweetie Birdie, who covers the Yankees for WFAN in New York. Who did you join? David and Ratto yesterday. David and Alan Stiles.
Yes.
Alan Stiles basically got off the show at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Went to bed and came back to the studio. So you have no life, all right, at least for the last 24 hours. He was on with you guys yesterday, and he's been on the beat for a long time. So you've already heard this. You were in the interview, obviously.
Right.
But I want to play this for our morning audience. And Sweetie Birdie was discussing Aaron Judge and whether or not he'd be shocked if he left the Yankees. Here was what he had to say about that.
I'm going to be surprised. I am always surprised, and it's not even – it's more so because Judge is a Yankee, but if he was on some other team and the Yankees had a glaring need and it was kind of like, okay, he's going to be a Yankee, until I saw him holding up another team's jersey and wearing another team's cap in front of a podium, I'm always going to believe he's a Yankee. So that's kind of my feeling with Judge. They have been dug in together for 9 years since he was drafted here. The Yankees clearly have the money to pay him if they choose. He knows what it's about here. I'd be shocked if he left.
But they let him test free agency. They let him go out there and get recruited. They let him come to the West Coast and meet with, I don't know, Larry Bear. Maybe it's Charles Johnson.
I heard
don't even know
Rich Aurelio was there giving him wine.
Thank God. But was he 40 there with the Lupias?
He should have been there. He better be there.
Steph Curry, they were sharing text messages.
Yeah.
The fact that you let Aaron Judge test the waters, if I'm a Yankee fan, I'm petrified.
Right.
Say, we didn't lock this guy up before the year. Then he goes out and have one of the best contract seasons in all of professional sports. I can't recall a guy having a contract year like that, where he damn near wins the Triple Crown. So he thinks that he'll be shocked because he would have to see it to believe it. But to me, it's not shocking anymore. To me, it's not shocking when you go out there in the postseason and carry the Yankees to the postseason and strike out a couple times, and all of a sudden the Boo Birds are coming down.
And Aaron Judge said all the right things. You know, they're entitled to that. I need to play better. He said all the right things, but does he really feel that way? Is he really thinking, yeah, I deserve to be booed? There's no shot. There's absolutely no shot. And, you know, the first mistake the Yankees made, they gave him that offer in the $200 million range before the season. Then he goes off, and now they're offering him $300 million, who they know that multiple teams can counter. So that's why something isn't sticking to me. And even during the All-Star game, he's been giving multiple opportunities to say all the typical, you know, athlete speak that they do. I'm just happy being a Yankee, yada, yada, yada. He hasn't done any of that. He sat there and he said, you know, we're just going to see how this plays out. So he's been playing it coy the whole time, and I think it's because he feels a bit disrespected. I mean, I watched the Derek Jeter documentary a couple months back, and it was the same idea. That was later in his career, but it's a business, and I think Aaron Judge might feel like, you guys are disrespecting me a little bit monetarily. I just balled out. You're off now. This is all relatively speaking to everybody out there. $300 million for 8 years. Knowing now why that leaked, how that leaked, we don't know. Now you have the Giants, who you know are going to counter. So what happens? Does this turn into an auction that we've never seen before?
Yeah, I don't know. I've
never seen a report come out to say, okay, we offered you this. You you get another offer from a team, and then the Yankees come back and say, okay, Giants say 320, and then the Yankees say 340.
Right.
That doesn't normally happen.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. You go to a number and you say, hey, this is our number.
Right.
And we're willing to match anybody. But it's not going to be, hey, 330, 340, 345, 350, 360.
Yeah.
And I don't even believe the Yankees stopped at 300.
Right.
Because that seems a bit low.
That's why I don't really believe the report.
8 years, $300 million seems like a bargain for a guy like Aaron Judge. Here's what Sweetie Murdy, though, had to say about the mega offer that you're discussing. We haven't heard anything from the Giants. Here's what Murdy had to say about that.
What kind of has surprised me is that we haven't yet heard of this, mega offer from the Giants, because if you think about 300 has to be kind of where it starts. To pry him away, you probably have to go a little bit more, right? It's not a perfect example, but I'm going to go back to Cano. The Yankees were going to offer him about 175, all said and done. The Mariners gave him 240, okay? And he said, yeah, sure, I'll go. I don't think this is a situation where, the Giants can offer $1 more than the Yankees and say, we got him. You've got to make your pitch and go for it, because your ultimate goal is to make the Yankees say, no, we're not going to match that. I kind of feel like if you're any other team, including the Giants, you don't want him to have a decision. You want to say, bam, I'm giving you this.
The Giants already have paraded around town saying they're going to spend whatever they need to spend to go get free agents this year. Right. So what he's saying about Robinson Cano, where he gets offered $175 and he goes take some Mariners money, and we never really hear from Robinson Cano ever again, unless it had to do with it had to do with a dirty test. That's the only time we heard about Cano, and his career kind of went downhill. The Giants have said money's not going to be a problem. So Sweetie Murdy, who joined you and Damon yesterday, right here on 95.7 The Game, money's not an issue. So I wouldn't worry about that if you're a Giants fan. Oh, the Yankees offered 300. The Giants are having second thoughts. No. They've already told everybody, we're spending cash.
Yeah.
It's not an issue, especially when you have only $25 million committed on the 2024 payroll.
Yeah, and look, Vegas has the Giants as the favorite to land Aaron Judge right now. However you want to take that, you can take that. If you're a Giants fan, you can feel good about that, or you can just say, look, I'll believe it when he's holding up that orange and black jersey. They got to do more. And I think that's what other people have talked about as well, going to Aaron Judge, assuming even if the Yankees, as I joked, that they can't beat the Astros, they've still been in the mix. And the Giants, I'm not calling it luck. I'm not calling it a fluke, but it seems like it was a flash in the pan, 2021.
Right.
I mean, it does seem like that,
and look at the division.
And look at the division.
Dodgers, and the Diamondbacks started playing better. They have a plethora of young talent.
Yeah.
So the Diamondbacks are pesky right there in that division. I'm not sure how much better you are than the Rockies.
No.
And everybody can say, well, you're 81-81. That's fool's gold.
Yeah.
Giants stuck last season.
And now, so Aaron Judge, does he really want to go from the bright lights of New York to playing for the Giants? As much as I love the Giants, I do enjoy winning, and I do enjoy being competitive. So the Giants have to come with money, the Brinks truck. They also have to come with the plan. We're not stopping at you. After you, we're going to get Carlos Correa. After that, I mean, they posted that lineup, and you know who was protecting? You know who they had protecting Aaron Judge?
Oh, God.
Jock Peterson in the 3-hole. Now, I love Jock Peterson. If you've heard me on this station before, you know I actually hit batting practice with Jock Peterson back in the day. Just a humble brag right there.
Oh, give it to me. Whoa. That deserved like 4.
So I love Jock, right? But the 3-hitter at this stage in his career protecting Aaron Judge,
a platoon 3-hitter.
That you're not exactly.
It's not even an everyday 3-hitter.
That's what they should have put up. That's what they should have put up on LB Network against righties.
Right.
We don't even know what it would be. JD Davis.
Oh my God.
Wilmer Flores.
Oh, that's depressing.
So that's just.
Oh man.
If I'm Aaron Judge, as much as I love the Giants, as much as I love, we heard a story yesterday that he was a big Jonathan Sanchez guy and he got to meet him and all those types of things. As much as he loves all of that, you can't move out here with no plan to be second and to be hopefully second place, because the Dodgers aren't going anywhere, and no plan. I mean, look at Kyle Harrison, another day-law guy. That's the most sure thing we have.
Right. And I still don't even know because prospects are prospects until they prove it at the major league level.
Right. The only reason I say that about Kyle Harrison, because he's a pitcher.
Right.
It's a little bit, but everybody else that we've seen with Matos and everybody.
Luciano, who's had back issues already.
We don't even know where he's going to play anymore.
We have no idea.
He's not a shortstop, or we don't know what position he's going to play anymore. Aaron Judge is looking, thinking, I'm signing up for this. Me, Logan Webb, and the Supremes.
Right.
That's what we're doing.
Posse in P-Town is saying that, man, there's only 2 teams involved. That's saying a lot. See, I don't believe there's only 2 teams involved. There's a lot of teams who are just staying quiet. I think the Red Sox are lurking in the cut. Mm-hmm. I think the Mets are lurking in the cut. The Dodgers are always in play. You can't sleep on the L.A., Anaheim, California, whatever you want to call them, Angels. You can't sleep on them.
The irrelevant Angels.
Right, exactly. What about Seattle, who's all of a sudden had an itchy finger, and all of a sudden they're looking at their wallet saying, we want to spend a little more with this Nintendo money.
Yeah.
We want to get somebody around
You know
J-Rod.
who's building? The Rangers. And they got money.
They got
good
money.
Taxes out there.
Seager, Simeon.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Nathaniel Lowe had a big year at first base.
Bruce
Bochy. That's a good call with Texas.
You know?
That's a great call with Texas. Man, the Aaron Judge watch. How does it end? What's your gut telling you? Is he coming to San Francisco? You can't see it, huh? I can tell. You're pessimistic about this.
I am. I say realistic. I try not to say pessimistic,
right.
but
realistic. I like that.
Look, even though, again, me and Spadoni were talking about it, even though it goes football, basketball, baseball, the one brand that probably isn't a part of that or is higher than that is the Yankees. So it's just really hard for me to see Aaron Judge leaving the Yankees.
Leaving the pinstripes, man. I don't know how this ends, man, but all I know is this. I'm not going to be happy if the Giants finish in second.
Yeah.
They don't get any props for taking a meeting with Aaron Judge. They get no props for saying, hey, we have a blank check. We're gonna parade around Aaron Judge around town, take him to the wharf, get some clam chowder. No. You have to close the deal. Mm-hmm. You have to close the deal. And if the Giants don't close the deal, it's going to be a lot of disappointed Giants fans out here.
Yeah.
A lot. Because where do you even pivot to? What does other free agents say? Oh, wow, Aaron Judge inside there? Because it feels like the entire free agent market has been on hold because of Aaron Judge.
Yeah, if you don't get him, you got to go. You have to get one of the shortstops, Xander Bogaerts, somebody like that. You know what they need to do, Bonte? They need to find a way, because he's going to get the money, but they need to find a way to get whoever the best beard. We need a beard business to invest with Aaron Judge, because you can't grow facial hair on the Yankees. And he says, "Oh well, I need this money. I got to go to the Giants because I can't grow this facial hair."
Does he even care about that?
Probably
he does
not.
have a nice fresh face.
He does.
I'll speak for myself. I need the facial hair. I gotta hide the ugly.
Yeah,
Aaron Judge is a handsome young man.
Right, that's right. I'm grasping at straws here, Bonte.
Right.
I'm trying, man.